FTW Broadcasting presents Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Boom! Jedi Knight walkthrough video, baby! Star Wars: The Old Republic preview series is back with episode number 12. Very excited to bring you this one because you guys have been requesting it quite a bit. So what I've done is combine all of the good footage, screenshots, and information about the Jedi Knight, Sentinel, and Guardian advanced classes, and I'm going to bring it to you right now, so spoiler alert, I'm going to be talking about weapons, armor, abilities, specializations, both advanced classes. I'm going to be talking about story elements as well, and this is going to be all of the confirmed information about this class, as well as the reliable speculative information that we've gotten from PAX East playthroughs, E3 playthroughs, as well as some beta leaks. I'm trying to stay as far away from older footage and older screenshots as possible. However, BioWare released this Jedi Knight preview video in 2010. Check this out and I'll be right back.
After years of training, I became a true Jedi. Now, I serve the Order and fight for the Galactic Republic to defeat those who seek to destroy it.
Dallas Dickerson described the Jedi Knight class as being based very much off of Samuel L. Jackson's Mace Windu archetype from the Phantom Menace motion picture. He's powerful, force-wielding warrior who can be called upon to protect the galaxy from a great evil. I hope to God Jedi Knights in this game are far more interesting than Samuel L. Jackson's character from the Phantom Menace. A symbol of hope in dark times, the Jedi Knight stands for the legacy of the Jedi Order, which at this point has more than 20,000 years of experience protecting the Republic and keeping peace across the galaxy. Now, though Jedi Knights have served as generals, guerrilla fighters, and warriors for generations, their legendary combat prowess faces its greatest test during this age. Now, the Jedi's dark counterparts scored many victories during the war, and they expanded their empire, which has put the Republic on the defensive. Since the Treaty of Coruscant, the Sith have consolidated their military might, and the Jedi have been forced to withdraw to Tython, which is a move that's been looked at with suspicion by many of the Republic's politicians. Nonetheless, the war is far from over, and the Jedi Knight's resolve remains firm. Let's take a look at the specifics of the Jedi Knight. If you're the kind of person that wants to charge headfirst into battle, take a bunch of damage, and deal a bunch of damage, Jedi Knight class is going to be for you. The three confirmed races you can play as a Jedi Knight are Human, Miraluka, sorry if it's mispronounced, and Zabrak. Though traditional Jedi robes range from light cloth to thick leathers, many Jedi Knights also wear parts or entire suits of heavy armor when going into battle. Jedi Knights are going to be very comparable to Sith warriors in this regard. According to PC Gamer, the Jedi Knight class will use action points as opposed to rage points from the Sith warrior side, and the Jedi Knight can interrupt the Consular's lift with Force Push. That should be kind of fun. The Jedi Knight is one of two Galactic Republic aligned Force-sensitive classes, the other one being the Jedi Consular. Jedi Knight is more combat ready, and he's going to lead the charge into battle against the Sith Empire. He's going to be on the front lines, more or less. Jedi Knight focuses on lightsaber usage and combat tactics. Jedi Knights use the Force mostly to accent their lightsaber skills, single blade, blue lightsabers, but a Knight can also choose to use whatever color they want. Just as Luke Skywalker almost never traveled alone in the original Star Wars movies, you aren't going to travel alone as a Jedi Knight in the Old Republic. Check it out, this is going to be your companion, the T7-01. Evidently, he's programmed for trouble. The quirky and stubborn astromech droid designated T7-01 hasn't had his memory wiped since his activation more than 2 centuries ago. Sound familiar? I think R2-D2's rolling over in his grave, but, you know, I think this is okay. T7-01, I like him already, and perhaps he'll become your buddy along the way, and he'll add extra story elements as he gives you information about the past. As a Jedi Knight, you're going to have access to a ton of abilities out the box. You're not just some newbie, you're actually a Jedi Knight when you start playing. Here's a list of the starting abilities, of which is pretty extensive. You have Strike with a 4-meter range, it's a lightsaber attack. Quick series of melee attacks gives you 2 focus, and if you're dual wielding, then you deal both damage from both weapons, but you suffer a penalty to damage and accuracy. This is a starting ability. Also, you're going to get Slash out the gate, another 4-meter range ability, which deals moderate damage, and you can use that while dual wielding as well. Force Vitality is going to be an instant that you can have, which increases the endurance of a friendly target nearby within 40 meters while it's active. You can't combine this one with Force Potency, though. You're also going to have Quick Travel, which is the standard MMO ability. It takes you to your current bind location. Introspection is another channeled move, which lasts over 15 seconds, and it restores health to a player while you're channeling it. And please note, Jedi Knight abilities will be available to you even when you switch over to Guardian and Sentinel classes. So they're going to be high-level Jedi Knight abilities that you can pick up from the Jedi Knight tree even when you're sliding down that Guardian and Sentinel tree. Very cool. Out the gate, you're also going to have the passive to use a lightsaber. Yes, nice weapon proficiency there. You already knew this, though. It gives you the ability to train in lightsabers and use a single-bladed lightsaber. Weapon proficiency Vibro Sword is also available as a passive, which gives you the ability to use a single-bladed Vibro Sword as well as conventional swords and other bladed melee weapons. I'm very interested to see what other bladed melee weapons are in there. Halberd, anyone? Probably not. Sweep is another instant with a 5-second cooldown and a 4-meter range, and you strike up to 3 enemies in melee range, dealing normal weapon damage and slowing them for 50% for 6 seconds. Very nice. Overhead Slash is the next one, an instant with a 4-meter range. You do an acrobatic melee attack that does very high damage to a single target and knocks them down for a short duration. Strikes with both weapons. Yep, dual wielding abilities are available here, which does reduce your accuracy and damage per lightsaber. There's also a regular Slash ability available at level 5. There's Saber Ward. This one looked really cool. It increases the Knight's chance to parry melee and ranged attacks by 60% for 15 seconds. This is the kind of ability you'll want to pop on as you're running into combat, as you're picking up aggro, bouncing all of those laser attacks back at your enemies. Very cool. Master Strike is a channeled ability with a 30-second cooldown and a 4-meter range, and you're going to perform a series of 3 melee attacks that stun a target for 3 seconds, knocks the target down for an additional 3 seconds if the channeling completes successfully. Very nice, you get focus off of that one as well. There's a Destruction ability at level 8, no details on that. Force Vitality rank 2 is available at level 10. A cool little buff you get is Sorcerer form, which seems to be more of a defensive form. You gain 1 focus when you're attacked by an enemy for every 3 seconds, and also it reduces the amount of focus you generate when you strike people. However, it does increase the chance to parry or deflect incoming attacks by 5%. Nice little defensive form there. Very cool. Combat Focus is a nice focus generating instant, and you just pop that and get 6 focus at level 14. Very good. You also have Sprint, which increases your speed and that of your companion by 20%, so T701 will be hauling ass with this ability. Resolve is another instant with a 2-meter range that breaks the Knight out of all movement and pairing effects. You get that at level 18. There's Force Pull, which has a 45-second cooldown. You get a 10 to 30-meter range, and it pulls a target towards you. It interrupts any action the target is currently engaging in and builds moderate threat. Very cool. Saber Throw, you've seen this in all the videos, an instant with a 30-second cooldown. It's got a 10 to 30-meter range. You throw your lightsaber at a distant target, striking them for moderate damage and generating 3 focus. Pretty much exactly the same as the Sith Warriors version. There's also a Taru form in addition to Sorcerer form. Now, while in the Taru form, your saber hit will trigger a second attack, which deals 25% weapon damage against a second enemy in melee range. This effect can occur once every 3 seconds. A Taru form is going to be your offensive form, as opposed to Sorcerer form. There's also Valorous Call, which increases the critical strike chance of all nearby party members by 10%, and the critical strike damage of all party members by 25% for 15 seconds. The strength of this effect is doubled on yourself. Very cool aura farm there. Valorous Call looks like it's going to be a great buff. However, it's listed as being level 34. Worth waiting for. Cyclone Attack is an instant with a 30-second cooldown, 8-meter range. It knocks down all targets within 8 meters of the Knight, knocking them down for 4 seconds. It does low damage to all enemies. This is a level 46 ability according to this information. I know that was a ton of Jedi Knight information. Let's go into the Jedi Guardian, shall we? Jedi Guardian's primary focuses include using a single lightsaber, melee combat, maintaining aggro of mobs. They wear heavy armor, and they're going to be a tank or heavy DPS class. Very good. Alright, here we are on SWTOR.com, the official Star Wars The Old Republic website. We're going to go to Game Info, Game Systems, and Advanced Classes to take a look at the confirmed abilities for Jedi Knight. Let's scroll down and click on the blue lightsaber, which brings us to Jedi Knight. Guardian, as you know from that clip before, we're going to check out the Guardian class, which is a wall between good people of the Republic and their enemies. The Guardian stands firm in the face of overwhelming odds and dares opponents to attack. Looks like he's going to be pretty tanky. Let's click on it. There's the Vigilance Tree right here, which provides greater skill in single blade offense and the ability to take down enemies quickly. I like that. Qian form appears to be your nice offensive, sort of balanced form. It allows you to enter an offensive lightsaber form, which increases your damage dealt by 6%, and all attacks which cost focus, you get a 1 focus refund whenever you use any attack. In addition, when you take damage, you generate 1 focus too, and this cannot occur more than every 6 seconds, otherwise it would be OP. Let's check out this other ability here, Force Scarring, which is a passive. Sundering Strike lowers the target's internal and elemental resistances by 10% on the first time you use this. Very nice. Sundering Strike does get a buff there. Here's your defensive tree, which allows the Guardian to more effectively withstand enemy attacks and protect allies' doi. Let's check it out, Force Clap, which is a passive. Force Leap now stuns targets for 2 seconds. I think I will be picking that one up. And Endure, which is an instant with a 3-minute cooldown, temporarily increases your maximum health by 30% for 15 seconds, and when the effect ends, health is lost. Very good for running into giant mobs, especially in PvE. I don't know if that's going to be good for PvP, as that health lossage at the end of that move. And let's check out this focus, which is shared between the 2 trees. This specializes in advanced force techniques and also the Shi-Cho lightsaber form. Let's check it out, Force Exhaustion, which is an instant with a 21-second cooldown. It progressively slows a target from 60% to 10% movement speed over 5 seconds. That's massive. That might need to be nerfed. I'm calling OP already, folks. It deals 180 kinetic damage each second. At the end of the duration, the target is crushed. It takes an additional 553 kinetic damage. Very, very similar, if not exactly the same, as Force Crush on the Sith Warrior end of things. Let's check out this Zephyr, which is a passive, which reduces the cooldown of all Force abilities while in Shi-Cho form by 3 seconds. Very, very cool. Nice shared tree here. These are the confirmed abilities. Let's check out the not-so-confirmed abilities. Alright, you'll have an Armor Proficiency and Shield Generator, which is a passive. This sounds very cool, which will give you the ability to equip a personal shield generator. Also, you'll have an Armor Proficiency in Heavy Armor, which will give you the ability to equip heavy combat armor. Guardian Strike, which is going to hit your target, inflicting 110% weapon damage and generating a high amount of threat. And this attack will also boost the Knight's armor rating by 5% for 15 seconds. The armor bonus can be stacked up to 3 times, and it grants you 2 focus. Very cool. You're also going to get Cleave, which strikes all enemies in melee range, dealing moderate weapon damage and building up high threat and immobilizing them for 6 seconds. Very cool. Flourish, which forces an opponent to attack the Knight for 6 seconds. Very good. Very, very good there for holding aggro. Hilt Strike, which stuns a target for 6 seconds. Boom! And builds a significant amount of threat. I like that. Challenging Call is an instant which taunts all nearby enemies, forcing them to attack the Knight for 6 seconds. It also increases the Knight's chance to shield attacks by 60% for the duration, and by Knight I mean Guardian. There's also Riposte, which gives a quick saber strike for moderate damage. It can also be used after parrying, deflecting, or dodging an attack. Nice little follow-up attack there. As opposed to Force Leap, you're going to get Guardian Leap, which leaps you to a group member, and it deals low damage and high threat to nearby enemies to that group member, and you land and reduce the threat on that particular party member for 6 seconds. Very good. So your squishies are getting attacked, you go do Guardian Leap over there, you pull all the aggro. Nice little all-in-one 5 to 10 meter move. Sentinel is up next. The Jedi Sentinel's primary focuses are going to be dual-wielding lightsabers. They're going to be a saber fighting specialist. They're going to be namely melee DPS, though they are going to have some temporary battle stealth, and they're going to have some abilities that pump up their health. And we're back on SWTOR.com to check out the other advanced class game info game systems. Advanced classes is where you should go to check this out. Jedi Knight, and this time we're going down the Sentinel tree. Control and focus are the hallmarks of the Sentinel. Through the years of training, and Sentinel learns the art of using 2 lightsabers simultaneously to create an intricate web of damage that is almost impossible to evade. Well, hopefully it's not completely impossible. Let's check out these different trees. Watchmen, the Sentinel masters the Ju-Yo lightsaber form. Sorry if I mispronounced that, making him more dangerous as the fight goes on. Very cool. So Overload Lightsaber is the first ability with a 12-second cooldown. You charge your lightsabers with deadly energy for 15 seconds. So you might have seen that in footage where the lightsaber looks like it's sparking from the hilt up to the tip. That's what this is. And deadly energy for 15 seconds, causing your next 3 successful melee attacks to make the target burn for 491 elemental damage over 6 seconds. Obviously, that's probably going to change. This stacks up to 3 times, and this effect cannot occur more than once every 1.5 seconds. So it looks like you're going to get burning over time damage. Some dots there. Very, very nice. Merciless Zeal is a passive, which you critically hit with burn effects, and it heals you for 2% of your maximum health. So when you critical on your burning effects, it heals you for 2%. Very good. It looks like the Sentinel class is going to be kind of cool and nice and balanced between damage and survivability. Very, very going to be very effective in PvP. Let's check out the combat tree here, which allows the Sentinel to master the Ataru lightsaber form to rapidly dispatch enemies, evidently. Blade Rush, an instant with a 4-meter range, strikes the target with both weapons for X amount of damage. It looks like a bunch, and automatically triggers the Ataru form Strike, which for 6 seconds after using Blade Rush, your Ataru form has an extra 30% chance to be triggered, which requires 2 lightsabers, of course. And let's check out Opportune Attack, which is a passive. The Ataru form hits have a 100% chance to make your next Focus Spender deal 10% more damage. Very, very nice there. Cool passive. And also there's this shared tree, this Focus shared tree, which specializes in both Force techniques and the Shicho lightsaber form. And you've got Force Exhaustion on this one, as well as Zephyr on this one as well. This is shared with the Guardian class. Let's check out the not-so-confirmed abilities in addition to these. You'll have the Disabled ability, which strikes an enemy dealing damage with both sabers and applying high damage, bleed damage, essentially, over 15 seconds. You must be dual-wielding lightsabers to use this ability. There will be Distraction, which distracts the enemy, causing them to lower their defenses. It does no damage, but reduces their parry and deflection chance by 5% for 6 seconds. This also lowers your threat level. Twin Arcs is the last one that is unconfirmed, which strikes up to 3 enemies in melee range, striking them for high damage with both sabers. You must be dual-wielding to use this ability as well. And we're back on SWTOR.com, the official Star Wars, the Old Republic website. And let's check out the starship you're going to roll in as a Jedi Knight. Just go to Game Info, Holonet, and move on over to Starships. That'll pull up this page. And down here in the bottom right-hand corner is the Defender page. We're going to click on that and just take a look at it briefly. I'm going to show you some video footage as well. Let's talk about the Defender starship. The Defender-class light corvette has a smooth hull and is propelled by 2 circular twin thrusters. The cockpit rests in a hammerhead-style outcropping, as you can see, similar to those in the Republic Thranta-class warships, although this one's oriented horizontally instead of vertically. The interior of the vessel has a state-of-the-art holocommunications terminal and lush furnishings, of course. I mean, you are a Jedi Knight after all, as well as a backlit control in the cockpit, which allows for dimmer lighting. This thing is manufactured by the Rendali Vehicle Corporation. I know they're very excited about the release of TOR, as there are going to be millions of these starships flying around. That will be good for their profits. Now, this ship was originally announced as a Vanguard-class starship in official videos and in the title of Smuggler's Vanguard, the short story, but it was later revealed as a Defender-class starship when it was given an entry into HoloNet. So we're going to roll with that. It's Defender-class. Hey, thanks for watching this Jedi Knight class walkthrough I did, ladies and gentlemen. It took a lot of time because there's even more information about these classes available now as opposed to the videos I put out a couple months ago. So thanks for sticking around. I hope you're happy with it. If you want to check out our previous episode, click up in the top left-hand corner. If you want to watch our next episode, click up in the top right-hand corner. I've also got a playlist down in the bottom right-hand corner of all the videos I've done so far. I've done a bunch of class previews as well as E3 updates, and we're going to continue to cover this game as we move forward, closer to release, and then hopefully for years to come. If you want to check out and subscribe to our YouTube channel, click down in the bottom left-hand corner. We'd really appreciate it. We're going to be doing Star Wars The Old Republic updates on a regular basis, so stick around for those. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the Star Wars universe.